Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a story time video on the time that yours truly got robbed. Okay, yes, I said it. I got robbed. And I really went through a lot when this happened. I was really stressed out. I lost 8 pounds. I wasn't eating. I was stressed. But before we get into the whole story, let me put you guys onto this hair. So this wig, this time I didn't make this wig. I got this wig already pre-made. This wig is what am I saying? This wig is from a company called Kiss Hair, and I'm gonna put all the information in the description of this video. So for hair links, their store, everything, you guys can go in the description right now and you guys will find all the details on this hair. But let me just give you a quick run through. So this is a 613 wig that I got from them, and the density I think is 180%, so it's not that thick. It's like, I would say it's like more on the thinner side, but a thin that doesn't look too bad, if that makes sense. And this was 613, so of course I colored it. Dang, the hair dye that I used, I'm going to put the dyes, I'm gonna put the dyes that I used to do this hair in the description down below. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would have seen me actually coloring this hair on live. The reason why I didn't do an actual video on me coloring the hair was because I was using the water method, and I feel like it's pretty repetitive and I don't want to keep making videos on the same like the same method. So that's why I didn't really show how I colored the hair. But I will post the colors down below. I mixed 2 colors. One was from Color Charm, I think it's called. I don't really remember. And then the other one was from Kiss for sure. And I'll put the colors and the 2 different products down so you guys can check that out. I mixed both of the colors together, and that's kind of how like I got the this color. And this wig comes with combs. It comes with adjustable straps, which I like the fact that it comes with combs, because the combs really help me to lock the wig underneath my hair, because I don't braid my hair or anything like that. I just have it on with the wig cap under, so the comb really gets under the hair and really like holds the wig down. The combs really help to hold the wig down. Other than that, I slept with this hair. I've had this hair in for about, this will be the 3rd day now that I have this hair in. And my thoughts on the hair is, my thoughts on the hair is that when I was doing my baby hairs, now I don't know if the hair was shedding because I was doing my baby hairs and cutting the hair, but if you did watch my live, you guys seen that like a lot of the hairs were like coming out like around the front. Not saying that it was going bald or anything, but like it was just a lot of like stray random long pieces of hair that was like I needed to get out my way. And maybe it happened because I was cutting the baby hairs, so like the loose hairs was just getting all over, but that was annoying me. And then the other thing is that I noticed like with this hair, it gets a little like it can get a little tangled. So what I did was, I have like an oil. This is just it's called a regenerating fluid. This is just like a hair oil, and literally you can use like any hair oil, but I just have this one. And I took this, I rubbed it into the hair, and then I used my brush to brush it out. And I noticed that using a hair oil really helps for the hair to not get like tangled or matted. So that was one thing that I noticed about this hair. It kind of like was getting a little tangled, but with the oil was able to help the hair to stay like shiny and not really get matted. But for this hair, I would definitely say that out of a 10, I'd give this hair I'd say anywhere from a 7.5 to an 8. That's my take on this hair. So I did love the way the hair took this color. I think this color looks amazing, and I love the way the wig like fits. It lays really flat like on my head, so I really love that. that, you know, it lays really flat and it's not bulky. But that's the details on my hair. So I hope you guys love this color. Comment down below if you love the color, and also comment down below some more colors that I should do. So make sure you guys check out West Kiss Hair, and all their info is going to be in the bio to this video. I mean, not the bio, it's going to be in the description to this video, so go click on it. These lashes that I'm wearing are called Boss Babe from my website, Official K Lashes. That's also going to be in the description down below, so make sure you guys go check that out right now. Okay, and let's get this story time rolling. Story time on how I got robbed. First, let me start by saying this happened a couple months ago, so this is actually pretty recent. It happened a couple months ago, and basically I was looking for an apartment, and I was like doing the whole online thing, looking for an apartment, and I was on some website. I forgot what the website was called, but it was like one of those apartment websites. So I found this apartment not too far from where I live, well, not too far from where my family is, and I contacted the person who was listing the apartment, and we made an appointment. We met up. I seen the apartment. I absolutely fell in love with the apartment. The apartment was so perfect. It was like a glass house apartment, and it was so beautiful, and I loved it, and I was just like so ecstatic, and I like wanted it. I wanted this apartment. So Lord child, when I think about this story, I'm just like, bro. So he was like, okay, well, if you can afford it, then let's put in an application. I need your paperwork. I need this. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. The rent for the apartment, if you guys are wondering, was $2,100, and it was in New York, and it was a 1-bedroom apartment. It was a fully modern, renovated apartment. The windows were from the ceiling to the floor. It was just beautiful. In the bedroom there was a balcony. It was like a beautiful apartment. And basically I provided paperwork to the guy. We did an application. I had to pay a $50 non-refundable application fee. Supposedly they say it's for a background check, but in reality, who knows what that's for. They could honestly be pocketing that money. And I noticed a lot of companies do that, like with these newly renovated apartments, they ask for non-refundable fees, and it's shady, it's fishy, but whatever. It's all business, so people just trying to make money. And I guess on the plus side, if you get accepted for the apartment, then the $50 was worth it. But if you didn't get accepted for the apartment, then you just lost $50, and joke's on you. So joke was on me. Nah, I'm just kidding. But so I submitted an application for the guy, and he was like working really well with me. Like, I got good vibes from him. I was like, he's cool, and he's gonna get me this apartment, because from what he was saying sounds so promising to me. It sounded so promising, and I was just believing everything he was saying. He's like, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get you in, and I got all your paperwork, so we're gonna give this to them and give it to the owner, and we're gonna see if we get in. So I submitted everything, and literally he got back to me within like 3 days, and he told me that I was accepted. He told me that I was accepted for the apartment. He said that the owner approved my application, and that I was moving in within the next week. So I was like, no way. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, they accepted you. You have to come sign your lease. I have your lease here for you, and the only thing is you just have to pay 3 months of rent in advance. So it'll be 2 security deposits and 1 month of rent. So let's meet up so you can come sign your lease and so you can pay your 3 months of rent. So I was like hype as fuck, not realizing this was the moment when life was about to get crazy. So I literally, man, I met up with him right away. He called me at 12 o'clock and I was like, where you at 12:30? I was in his face. Okay, that's how fast this all happened. Like, it happened so fast. My grandma came with me, so I brought her with me to like make sure it was like legit. And I got my lease, I seen it, my name was on there and everything was there. Like, it was literally legit. And my grandma read it. She was like, yeah, this is legit, like you really got the place, like congratulations. And he was like congratulating me. I done gave a check for $6,300 because that's how much 3 months worth of rent costed. So I gave them a $6,300 check with the lease. And then we went to the building and he was like, let's look at the apartment, one final look, and before we hand over the lease and the check to the concierge guy, which was in the lobby of the building. Supposedly he's the one that gets the checks and the leases for new people and residents that already live in the building. He's the one that puts them in like a safe or something like that, where they go until they're picked up by management to then be brought to a different office. So we went to the apartment. He gave me the key. He said, here, it's yours, open the door. So I opened the door. My grandma walked in. He walked in. I was like yelling, hollering, hooping. I'm like, yes, it's lit. I was so excited. The building was beautiful. It was a beautiful building, and it was just so nice. So I was happy. And then we left the apartment, we went back down to the lobby, and I seen him give the guy, the concierge guy, my lease and my check. So we left, we said our goodbyes, and I was just so happy. Everybody was congratulating me. I told my family, I told my friends, everything was going good. Mind you, not to mention, this was 2 days before my birthday. This happened. It was 2 days before my birthday. So I just got my apartment, and then 2 days later is my birthday, my 21st birthday. So I was like off the wall. I was so hyped. I was happy with life. Like, I was just enjoying myself. Like, literally had no worries. So my birthday comes, I'm, you know, doing my thing, having fun, and then boom, my birthday's over. It's the next day. So the next day, early in the morning at like, boy, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I done went to bed late because I was up like hanging out. So I went to bed late, but I'm getting a call at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's from a number that I don't recognize. So I answered the number, and she's like, and then a woman comes on the phone like, hi, is this Crystal? I'm like, yes. Like, who's speaking? She's like, hey, this is such and such from blah 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 management, and we have a situation. Oh wait, but before I talk about the phone call, let's talk about how on my birthday I get a welcome email that says, welcome to such and such family. We can't wait to have you living at our residence or whatever, and let's discuss how you'll be moving your things. Are you getting a rent? Are you paying people to move yourself? Are you moving in by yourself? Da, da, da. It was like the whole shebang. It was really happening. Now let's fast forward. So back on this phone call, she's like, we have a problem. I'm like, what do you mean we have a problem? She's like, Crystal, I don't know how this happened, but your check is missing. I said, what? I said, what? My check? What do you mean my check is missing? Like, bro, this was a nightmare on Elm Street. She goes, your check is missing and we don't know what happened. You need to go to the bank and put a stop on the check and yeah, do that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I hang up the phone with her. At this point, I'm like racing because I'm just like going crazy. Mind you, it was raining on this day. So I called the bank. I'm like, hey, what do I do? My check, da 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 da. So they told me I went to the bank, did whatever. Long story short, because I got a cashier's check, you can't put a stop on that check because it's like a money order, which is like cash but in a paper. So it's not really like something that's protected. The only way it would be protected is if someone tried to cash it who it wasn't written down to. That would be like the only way you can kind of save yourself. But other than that, it's not a good thing if you lost a cashier's check. So FYI, be careful with cashier's check, because I didn't know nothing about a cashier's check, but now I do, and now I know how to move smarter. There's a stop on it. Then all of this happens and I'm back on the phone with the woman and she's like, yeah, your check is missing and we're checking cameras, we're doing everything we can to see how and where your check could have gone, and can you provide us with another check for $4,200? I was like, you want me to give you another check for $4,200 after you guys just lost my $6,300 check? I'm like, no, I can't. She's like, okay, I understand. I'm just telling her, you know, you guys lost my check. This is your fault. Like, you guys need to find my check because the last time I seen my check was in your property. So she's like, okay, I understand. Let me talk to the owners and let's figure something out. I'm like, okay, that sounds more like my language. So this bitch is going to call me back. Now, excuse my French, but she was really a bitch, and everybody in that management could go fuck themselves in all reality. But she gonna call me back like, so Crystal, I have the owners here, they reviewed your application and there was a mistake. I'm like, another mistake? What was the mistake? She's like, you were not supposed to be approved for this apartment. So I'm just like, so if I'm not supposed to be approved for this apartment, why would you guys ask for my money and give me a lease? So she goes, yeah, there was a mistake on our end and we're really sorry, but we can't give you this apartment, so you can't move in, and if we find your check, we will not deposit it, we will return it to you, and that will be the end of it. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, stop. Let's stop this movie real quick. I'm like trying to pause the movie. I'm trying to pause this movie because this shit is getting scary. So I'm trying to pause the movie, but it's not stopping. It just keeps going and going and going and going and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. So I was like, how in the world could you mistakenly approve somebody and then take their money, give them a lease, and then lose their money and then say, oh, your approval was a mistake and you should never have been approved? Are y'all trying to have me like catch a case? Because now y'all just out here playing with my feelings, you playing with my money. At this point, I feel like I was scammed. Because how in the world do you lose a check? That's so unprofessional. It's just unprofessional. So she says, you know, if, well, not her, but the bank says if your check is not cashed within 90 days, you will get a refund. 90 days means 3 months, by the way. 3 months after I just gave in this check. So you already know I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm like heated. I'm like, here is my limit, but I'm like all the way over there where my limit is not even a limit at this point. And I cried a lot, I prayed a lot, and at this point I tried to file a police report, but they told me, hey, if the check is not cashed, then we can't really do anything because it's not really fraud, it's just a missing check. So I'm like, okay, I hear you. And then, mind you, all of these things are happening consecutively. So like the day after each other, these things are happening. So it's like happening really, really fast. Like this happened all within 1 week. It was so fast. So then the next day, my bank calls me. They're like, we need you to come into the bank right now. We need you to sign an affidavit because somebody cashed your check. I was hysterical. I'm like, somebody cashed my check? I'm like, yes, 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 yes. This means somebody get locked up and I would find out the person who took my damn check. I was like, I know it gotta be somebody in that building. It's somebody. I was thinking it was the owners. Somebody got my check. Like, at this point, I don't want your stupid apartment. I want my money back. Like my hard-earned money. Like, I saved that money for something big, and then you guys just gonna lose it. And it's not a small amount of money. I mean, you could do a lot with $6,300. So I'm like rushing. Mind you, I was in the middle of doing laundry. I was like, no, F this, I'm out to the bank. Drove to the bank. I was running with like a chicken without at this point. Signed my paperwork. Now I'm back at the police precinct filing a police report. I was working with a detective. Well, I wasn't working with him, but a detective was working on my case, and he was the same guy that told me like once somebody cashes it, then we can move on. Boom, shabam. We got the police report done. They were like, whoa, I'm so sorry this happened to you. That's a lot of money. I'm like, yeah. And then to find out you don't even get the place. It was just so much unnecessary headache for no reason. So filed my police report. Now there's an investigation going on. So the detective is staying in contact with me. He's calling me, hey, can you answer this? Let me ask you this question. What about this? Can you have me talk to people at the bank? I know somebody at the bank who could look at footage. Da 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 da. Boom, 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 bam. So now let me get into the juicy part. Hold up, cause they done discovered who stole my check. They discovered who stole my check, though. I was so happy because this means that I was getting my money back. So I'm about to tell y'all right now, like, this was literally mind-blowing. So the detective calls me in. He's like, Crystal, I solved your case. Come in. I need you to sign some paperwork, and I'm gonna give you the whole rundown of everything that happened. So I'm like, okay. At this point, the management at the building, they done washed their hands. They don't want to talk to me no more. They don't want to give me the apartment. They don't want to know nothing about the check because supposedly they don't have it. So I get into the police precinct, and the detective is like, shh, just lower your voice a little bit, don't speak too loud, because I have the guy who stole your check in the holding, which is right behind this wall. So I'm like, the nigga that done stole my check is right over there, let me get at him. But you know, I was like, I'm keep it cool. So he brings me into the office, he closes the door, and then boom, I'm allowed to talk. Well, not that I'm allowed to, but boom, I could talk regular. So he starts laying out pictures of criminal activity. From the video footage, they took pictures of what was going on in the video. Basically, that same night after I left, my check with the concierge guy. After me, the real estate agent, and my grandma left my check with the with the concierge guy. That same night, one of the residents that live in the building went behind the concierge desk, because supposedly at nighttime there's no concierge at the desk, which makes no sense to me, because why would you have concierge during the day but then at night have nobody? If anything, it should be during the day you have nobody and at night you have somebody, because at night is when crime happens more. So I didn't know that there was no concierge at night. This was all new to me. So there was no concierge at night, and one of the residents that live in the building, it was a man. I'm not gonna say his name, I'm not gonna say anything, but I know who it was, I know what he looked like, and I know where he used to live. But it was a video footage of him going behind the concierge desk, breaking the breaking the safe that my check was in, and he took my check. Guys, I seen a picture of him holding my check in his hand. Bro, he had my check in his hand. And then the next day they got video footage from the bank of him depositing my check into an ATM not too far from the building. He went, deposited, opened up a new account at this bank in which he didn't even have an account in, but he opens up an account in his name, deposits my check via ATM, and thinks he's gonna get $6,300 for himself, as if it's free money. So because I wrote a management name on the check, it was supposed to be deposited into a business account in which it would have cleared right away. But this guy made a personal, he opened up a personal account, so the check froze because it was a personal account, not a business account. So the bank held the money, and yeah, he ain't get shit. So of course I pressed charges on him. I went to court, I did the whole 9 yards, everything. Got a restraining order against him, and long story short, the bank took 2 months to give me my money back, even after it was a fraud situation. It was horrible. The only thing I wanted back was my money, because I worked for that and I really need that money. Money doesn't come easy. I work really hard for my money, so I was just praying and praying to get my money back. My grandma wrote a letter to the head of the bank, and that really helped to expedite the process in getting me my refund back. And long story short, everything ended up working out. I ended up getting a new apartment, a better place, and I'm happy with the way things turned out. But he definitely stole my check, and I was out of that money for like 2 months, going on 3. And I was just so stressed out. You guys don't even understand. I was stressed the fuck out. I lost weight and I wasn't eating. I was like slow on my work. I was like depressed because I felt stuck, and I was just really drained, and it was sad. It's sad to feel that way. And like looking back at it now, because now I'm in such a better place, but looking back at it now, I was like really down, and it's like one of those things where you want to cry. And I'm just so happy that I'm like out of that situation, and I'm just in a better place now, and I can't wait to move into my place. I'm gonna do a move-in video with me, which I'm so excited to do. But that was the story on the time I got robbed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like my crazy, listen, a lot of life shit happens to me, okay? A lot of life shit happens to me. So if you guys would like to hear more story times, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment what would you do if you was in my situation, like, or has anything like this ever happened to you? Because to be honest, I couldn't figure out if this was even like a legit thing that could happen, but it really did happen. It was just crazy. But I love you guys, and I'll see you all in my next video.